right. So let's get to our interview of the evening. And it's a special one today, you know what I mean? You know, we're on our 4th year anniversary. And, you know, a lot of times people say, you know, yo, why don't we love hip hop support the ladies? And I said, yo, that's cap. You know what I'm saying?
Big cap.
But, you know, we try our hardest, or we do our best to try to cover the ladies that have been in the scene, whether you just popped into the scene or you're a vet, or you know you're a young vet. And what I feel like, we have a young OG in the building. You know what I'm saying? So representing for the ladies out here with the bars.
Yes.
With no further ado, we got Lola Bunz in the motherfucking building.
You already know. Hey. Bunz in the building.
Let me give you some sound effects on that.
Yes.
And a quick thing before we start here, I want to give a quick shout out to Hustler Society Exotics. They hooked us up with some of this loud here. I'm gonna be sampling while we're getting through our interview. And like I said, we're celebrating 4 years. You know what I'm saying? We'll pop some bottles on the scene here.
Gotta pop a bottle for that.
Some Bel Air Rosé.
4 years in the cut.
It's been a journey, fam. It's been a journey.
Bel Air Rosé.
The neat way. The neat way.
That experience popping bottles, Nigerian lifestyle.
Nigerian money between
Don't let one drop, Now one drop,
This guy did it like
Send the cups there. Send the cups.
A consummate specialist.
Not to me.
Oh man, we're having a crazy one today.
But yeah, no, not a drop spill the Nigerian way, yes.
Yeah, man. So Lola,
yes.
How has your 2020 been? You know, I mean, we're into 2021 now, but how's your 2020 been?
You know what? My 2020 started off real hot. You know, I just released my song Shiesty at that time. It was buzzing, you know what I mean? I was like, it's crazy. It started off real hot. By March, right before the pandemic, actually, like my last show was in Atlanta. I think I had a show in Toronto before that. The females in the six show. I think I see some of you guys there.
We were there.
Yeah.
We were all there.
Yeah, we were all there. So like, you know, like the year started off proper. You know, a lot of shows and stuff like that. I did that show, and then I went to Atlanta. Like that was like March, middle of March, literally. And literally like I got back to Toronto and like literally the next day everything went into lockdown. So it was It was mad. And in March I was already like booked up until July, like for shows and stuff like that. So when this pandemic hit, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. Everything just kind of went on a halt, you know. Everything started getting canceled and all that stuff. But you know, we keep it moving. You know, you keep the drive, you keep the passion going. You know what I mean? Like, what can we do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially as entertainers, it's like, bro, we don't even know when shit's gonna get back to normal. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So it's been crazy.
And with you, like I've seen like you over the years, you're a performing artist, and I'm gonna be specific of why I say this. A lot of rappers in Toronto, they might put out music, but you don't see them out there performing.
Yeah.
And I've seen you perform multiple times, right?
Yeah,
and you just mentioned a bunch of different things, right? That how is that like? You know, how do you get into just getting more performances more than the other artists out here?
You know what? Like, to be honest, like I've always kind of been a performer. Like even before music, like I started off acting. Like I've been doing acting since I was like 10, doing like commercial stuff, doing movies and shit like that. And then it was spoken word. Like a lot of people know me for my spoken word stuff. I was doing open mics, I was doing poetry slams and stuff like that. So performing has always been like a love of mine. I always knew whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna be on stage performing something. And then when it was music, like I just fell in love with, you know, writing and playing with different beats and different melodies on beats and the wordplay on beats. And but performing, like I love anybody that has seen me perform. Like if you see me on stage before, like you can just tell that the passion is there for performing, you know? So it's like regardless where, even with this music, like regardless wherever it takes me, like I'm always gonna be performing. I'm always gonna be doing this, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a love for it. Like when you love something, like you're just gonna keep doing it regardless where it takes you, right? So that's the kind of energy I bring to the stage and to the performing that I do, you know what I mean? And I guess like just that energy, that's why, you know, I get booked and stuff for a lot of shows and stuff. People see that energy, they feed off the vibes, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, that lady in the cipher, you mashed down the place still, I won't lie.
okay.
Yeah,
and you know that cipher, the cipher we did, that was in, I think this year actually makes 10 years since we did that cipher stuff. But that was,
cipher you're talking about?
and you know, the joke is that was actually our first, like, I know it was me, like Badass Bucks, yeah, that was our first like video. Like it was crazy, but like we all been doing our thing before that. Like I always performed and stuff before that. I was doing shows, but it was like our first actual video. And it's funny how even that cipher happened because like initially we were supposed to shoot it like on the basketball court or something outside. It was mad windy that day. It was mad cold. We ordered some speakers and stuff. The shit was not working. Like everything was fucking up. But we're like, yo, we're doing this video scene. We're gonna do it one way or another. And then we ended up just going to the parking garage and you know, playing the music out of somebody's car off the speakers, and we fucking made it work. You know what I'm saying? But it's off that's why I say it comes back to, it's off the passion, right? Like if you're passionate about doing something, you're gonna get it done, like regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
100%.
Can we get into your video here for Hot Heads?
Yes.
Oh my God,
yeah.
yo.
Let's talk about that.
Yo, hats off for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of social commentary in that. Like I think people should be taken in.
Because I mean, look at the city right now. Like
Look
at the last few months. Look at the last month. Look at the last 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, there's violence and the stuff. There's stuff that happens like in the city and all that stuff, but it's ridiculous. Like right now it's just ridiculous. Like, you know, like back in the days, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, in the intro of the track, on the song, it's like back in the days, like, okay, people's about that gang shit and whatever. You live that life, you know, whatever happens, type of happens. But now it's just like, yo, niggas don't even fight no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, a nigga says one wrong thing on the internet, I'm offing him. Like, you know what I mean? That type of stuff. Like, too many hotheads. Like, I don't know how to put it more clear than how I said in the track. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, like, who's really talking to things? I mean, like, we're all artists and stuff like that. There's bare artists in the city and stuff like that. But who's really talking to things? Like, who's talking to these youths? Like, who's talking to, like, we could be rappers. We could talk that gang shit. I'm not trying to say, like, I don't talk that gang shit too, but who's really talking to things and be like, yo, y'all gotta chill out on this shit. You know what I mean? Like, what happened to the mentors? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Even
like,
the intro. Even the intro
you
with
know,
the raid
like,
talks. It's so true.
Yeah. How like the man them got locked up.
A lot of
the dads and stuff like that. You know, the
dads, older heads.
All the older, like, where they, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and especially because it's like we're that next generation coming up. You know what I mean? And it's either gonna go left or it's gonna go right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could do this music stuff and we do, like, people could do what they do, but we gotta show people the good and the bad side of things. You know what I mean? It can't just, like, everything on the internet ain't all greasy. Like, it ain't all good just because we see stuff on the internet. Like, people's living real life. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
So it's crazy.
Can we just stay on it for a quick second? Because there's a bar in there, and I want you to like maybe like respit it for me because I don't want to fuck up your shit, right?
Yeah.
Where you're talking about man them get locked up, but we say something about now we're saying freedom, but can you like respit that or like break that down again?
Buzz for the fun of it. These niggas were clowning around and they called a man out of his government. He all in the comments, he said if you see him on road, then he done him. No fist fights, they pussy. These youngins are gunning them. All for the fun of it. Moving reckless, no morals. OGs ain't been checking these little niggas and it's sickening horrible. Niggas is wicked deplorable. Shooting at kids in the innocence. I don't want to hear no free hoo when you pleading for ignorance. Ignorance. And I mean, like, that's what it is. Because we always be like, yo, free this, free that. But really, though, like, a 14-year-old got shot, what was it, last couple weeks ago? And when was it? Before I was in Nigeria. When was the 15-year-old?
17-year-old she died.
Yeah, the 15-year-old, you know what I'm saying? He was with his moms. You know what I'm saying?
13-year-old.
And that week, too, on the block, it was like, a man, I remember an older man, a bullet went through his window or something like that. I was in his kitchen, chilling, like that. I don't rate that shit. Like, nobody, you can't tell me you rate that shit. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like,
hitting innocence and stuff like that.
It's not cool. It's not cool, bro.
And you said the thing about the free.
No, but it's true.
I've been having an issue where, like, because I'm consistently posting on Instagram for the network, for my personal or whatever. But I don't know if anybody ever noticed, I don't put hashtag free anybody. And it's not because I wish jail on anybody.
Yeah.
I want everybody to be able to have a positive outcome in their situation.
Definitely.
But if you're guilty of your crime and you're still dealing with it or whatever, and it's like a murder or something like that, I can't say free you because like I don't condone what you did.
Yeah. And I mean that's what it is. And that's why I always talk about, you know, like we're the OGs and stuff like this, because back in the day, like the OGs will tell you, like, man, you're fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's there to say, yo, you're fucking up? Like, these guys, they don't know what they're doing. Like, everybody wants to have a strap and be like this, be like that. But it's like, if you're going to walk down that lane, you're going to live that life. You have to know what
consequences you have to follow that come with it.
You know what I'm saying?
But also what it is, too, is with these youngins, and it's not to say because, you know, the older heads, when they try, they don't want to hear what they have to say.
It's true.
They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They don't care what happened 20 years ago or 10 years ago. They want to know what happened yesterday.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
So when you try to tell these guys, like, yo, I've been there, done that. Like, yo, fall back because this is what possibly could happen to you if you don't listen. And they're just like, all right, whatever. And they go and do their thing, right? And then, but there is, what you say, there is a lack of the OGs, them trying to at least change the narrative with the youth, them, and show them, say, yo, maybe you guys need to just cool. You know what I mean? Just cycle a bit. But like I said, it's hard because they don't want to hear it. Like you said, they're high heads.
It's a cycle of things that's been going on. Like, we could go on and on about the causes and the roots of, you know, violence and all of that stuff. But it's not just one. There's not just one solution to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at least talking about it and, you know, having these conversations, sometimes you're gonna open somebody's mind, and somebody, you know, just opening having the conversations is better than just, you know, letting things happen and nobody talking about it.
One
Right?
thing the homeboy Guttz said over here, like, yo, more people have to be involved in their child's life.
Yep.
Parents need to be involved in their children's lives. Like, a lot of people are scared of their kids.
Yep.
It's sad.
It's sad.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, or it's not that they're scared. They're like, they'll get through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they need to be more involved.
Yeah. They don't even know that their kids are in gangs or have guns or sell weed, smoke weed. Like, that's a problem. You can't be a parent and your kid's doing certain things and you don't know.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
So, like, for you, Lola Bunz, right? Because you know, you come from a notorious hood. Like, everybody knows, even if you don't live in Toronto. I went to Toronto. I went to Jane and Finch.
Yeah.
Right? So, what was like life growing up for you in Jane and Finch?
I mean, like, to be honest, I'm a little bit more fortunate than a lot of my friends, because I grew up in a 2-parent household. You know what I mean? I'm a Nigerian. I came from a Nigerian background. So even some of the shit that I wanted to do, I knew, yo, when I come home, Pops is not having that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm the youngest girl of my, you know what I mean? Okay. I have my bros. Like, certain things, it's just not happening.
It's not happening.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I seen it around, like, you know what I mean? Obviously, growing up in the hood, you see a lot of shit. You know what I mean? The regular, you know what I mean? But I was just fortunate enough to have, like, that. It goes down to mentors. I had a lot of mentors around me. You know what I mean? I had big bro. My big bro is like my big bro's manager. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I had mentors around me. Like, and even being young too. Like, I joined a lot of like programs. You know what I mean? Running workshops and stuff. And literally, like, art was my outlet. Like, writing's always been my outlet. Like, if it was spoken word, if it was rapping and stuff like that, it's always been my outlet. So I always kind of just use that to, like, deter me from a lot of different things that were going on around. You know what I mean? And like even at a young age, I started a business at, like, 14, 15, called Let the Silence Be Heard.
Nice.
And it's like promoting youth voice through spoken word, storytelling, and music. So I wasn't only talking the talk. I was giving back and doing what I said. You know what I'm saying?
She was in the schools.
Yeah. Like, I did workshop in the schools, TDSB, Peel District School Board, like, all over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing that stuff from young, and then just being in acting and always being in the arts and stuff like that. So although all of those stuff was going around or whatever, you can't just blame your environment and just be a product of your environment. Like, at the end of the day, at some point you got to take accountability and be like, all of this fucked up shit's going around. Yeah, I lost a couple friends last week, and this person got shot, that person got shot, but fuck, what you gonna do about it? You gonna sit here and just, you know what I mean, and say, oh, fuck it, the hood made me, the street made me, and whatever? Or where you gonna put that energy?
Yeah.
You know, I put it into my art, into my music. You know what I'm saying? So I just Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, man.
What do you think the biggest difference is between Jane and Finch back in the days to the way it is now?
That's a good question. And to be honest, Finch back in the days was bad too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It was never sweet.
It was
So which
never
part,
really
which part exactly
sweet.
from Finch are you
I'm from Lane. I'm from the Lane.
Okay, you're from the Lane.
I'm from the
Okay,
Lane. I'm from the Lane.
You know, people say Jane and Finch, and then when they come there, this is Jane and Finch. It's an intersection, so you have to know there's
Driftwood Avenue.
there's neighborhoods. Yeah, there's neighborhoods. Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, the Lane. Okay.
But I mean, like, although, like, you know, when people talk about Jane and Finch, they talk about all the violence and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of great people that came out of Finch. Like, you know what I mean? And it was so multicultural. Like, I had a Somalian babysitter, like, you know, with the Hoya and eating the banana and rice and lime and things. You know what I mean? My next door neighbor were the Yardies, you know, Jamaicans, the Guyanese, busting the tunes every fucking afternoon. My dad would be like, yo,
Can you turn off the music?
You know what I'm saying? You know
Can you turn off the music?
Honestly,
Why are you playing all this Ragaraga music?
you know what I'm saying? My mom will be working night shift and she'll come home try to sleep in the day and the music's blasted through the speakers and shit. So I mean there was a lot of good and yeah, like it was community. You know what I'm saying? Like
Most
like
definitely.
as much as there was violence and stuff like that, there was always that community. Like, you know, like growing up in the Lane, the barbecues in the summertime, the LBA barbecues, you know what I'm saying? The basketball players then will come in the summertime, give away bare basketballs and all that stuff. Like there was a lot of that good stuff and community stuff that was going on too, even though there's in every neighborhood, I mean, there's the good and the bad side, but it's like I miss that now. You know what I mean?
Back then, there used to be a line that wouldn't be crossed. Like everybody's parent was your parent.
Exactly.
They could bad you up same way.
Exactly.
And it was nothing. Like your mom was like, all right, because you know, if I seen your youth, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Exactly. But nowadays, it doesn't happen like that. It's it's you know what I mean? Like you said, you had a Somali babysitter, you had the Yachty next door, all of the families and all of the type of different backgrounds all melded together, but everybody was there for everybody, looking after everybody's kids and everybody's things.
Exactly.
And that's what we need to get back to in this city.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, it's like I feel like it's just fear too now, because it's like literally, like, there's so many hotheads, like, you don't even know to some of these youths, you don't even know how to talk to them, because it's like, bro, like, I don't know, man, but it's crazy, man.
You're using big words? Are you disrespecting me?
Yeah. Every little thing, it's like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Growing up with the hip hop stuff, I was gonna ask, like, what were your, like, the generic, what's your influences growing up? But, like, I feel like you're pretty aware and pretty you're pretty versed in Canadian hip hop, right? So what's your first Canadian memory? Like, your first, they're from here? Oh, I lie. I'm fucking with this.
I'll say Missy Me, you know what I mean? Because, you know, just being that, okay, breaking out of Canada, okay, like, females could do this too, like, cause growing up, like, I was influenced by, like, Weezy, you know what I'm saying, D-Block, Dipset, like, that was, when I thought of hip-hop, like, that's all I was seeing, but when I see Missy come out the cut, I was like, okay, like, yo, the Gatham could do this too, and that kind of gave me the, like, all right, yo, I'm gonna do this shit too, you know what I mean? Like, and one of my songs I reference here in this track I make called Real Hip Hop, you know what I mean? It's like, whatever happened to the Melly Mel's and Missy Me's, you know what I mean? Like, cause it's like, but definitely Canadian hip hop. I mean, she had such a great impact and on especially females in Canadian hip hop. And even when you look at today in Canadian hip hop, it's just it's sad that, you know, I mean, we're getting better, you know what I mean? We're getting better, but there hasn't really been in a while a great, like, female artist that's broken out of Canada. You know what I'm saying? Compared to the amount of male artists, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Missy did have a stranglehold when she was doing her thing back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't talk to Missy.
Yeah, and she came with that culture too, you know? Like, Toronto, we're such a melting pot. Like, we have the Asians, we have the Indians, we have the Jamaicans, you're from Nigeria, you're from Ghana, you know what I mean? And she brought that, you know, that Jamaican funk into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's the thing that kind of differentiates us from like the rest of the world. Because you know, you look at a lot of American artists, it's like, okay, you're from the South, you're from New York, from this, but here it's like, yo, I'm Nigerian, I'm Jamaican, I'm Guyanese, I'm this, I'm that. Like, we're from Toronto, but we're all from somewhere else.
We're all from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
You would Missy, to say on her for a quick second, have you ever got a chance to communicate with her?
Oh yeah, we like family. Yeah.
So with that being said, what kind of jewels has Missy dropped on you over the years? Because you know she's gonna be dropping some jewels.
Yeah, I mean, like, Missy is one of the reasons I did the show Honey Jam. Yeah, like,
respect to Honey
yeah,
Jam.
respect to Honey Jam, and if people don't know Honey Jam has been, I think they did 20, was it 25 years?
About 25
they said like
years.
25
Yeah.
years. I think
Yeah.
it was last year.
They've been
just
doing it.
like promoting just female artists.
Yeah, Honey Jams
hip-hop.
are the
Yeah, and a lot of, you know, artists have broken out of that. Like, you know what I mean? Even Jessie Reyes did Honey
Jessie
Jam.
Reyes,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Savannah Ray, I think she did Honey Jam too. So Honey Jam was great, and Missy definitely told me about that. You know, she's like, yo, you know, get on that. And I got on the show. I did the show. I did their anniversary show. I think it was the last year or 2019, I think.
Nice.
So yeah, Honey Jam was really good. And then Missy she's just really she's a great mentor. You know what I mean? Like anytime I just have, you know, questions about the industry or this and that, like she's very open to, you know, reach out to her and ask questions and things like that. And she's just very open. She's very supportive of just female artists in the city, period. You know what I mean? Even though she's reached all of those accolades that she's reached, she just makes herself very accessible and things like that.
I'm gonna do like a psychic question,
Okay.
right? Like without research.
Okay.
What does Missy Elliott mean to you?
Missy changed the game. When I think of Missy, like Missy, I think of just like, yo, the fashion, the production, like just showing them that females on a different level. Like Missy just came in like on a different tip, you know what I mean? Like it showed a different side of hip hop. When she came around, I was like, oh, okay, whoa. Like, what's this? This is something completely different.
Yeah, she came with off the wall hip hop.
She came with, like, it just hit you off the head.
Yeah, she just threw it at the wall, like,
you know what I
hold
mean?
this. Just hold this.
Like, you didn't even know what you like. Missy, you can't really even put her in one category. You know what I mean? So she changed the game.
She did definitely change the game.
Changed the game.
I just felt like that you're somebody who listened to Missy back in the days a lot too, because she did influence a lot of female rappers or women rappers out here.
Yeah.
Quick thing also, word female. Do you mind that word, or does that bother you?
This is the thing. I won't say it bothers me, but sometimes it does, because I don't like people saying, yeah, yo, Bunz is sick for a female rapper. She's sick for a female. Nah, nigga. I'm a sick for a rapper. I'm the sickest lyricist, my nigga, in Toronto. Like, international, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like being put, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know what I mean? You gotta use that female rapper.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm talking to the people in the States and stuff like that, it's like I am that female rapper from Canada. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because right now, when you think of Canada, female rapper, like you like a lot of people like, oh, who is that female in Canada? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of depends who's talking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But at the same time, like I don't really like being put in a box and say, yeah, she's good for a female rapper, because I think I'm just a great artist in general. Like,
Period.
you know what I mean? And that's the thing about Toronto and Canada too. Like, it's like they kind of put you here and they don't put you on the same kind of scale as the rest of the artists and the rest of the rappers. You know what I mean? So yeah,
we're guilty of that too, though.
Yeah,
we're guilty.
I mean, we got growing to do. You know what I mean? As an industry in whole too, right? Like as an industry in whole, like we don't female artists don't necessarily get put on the same kind of pedestals as male artists. That's kind of just hip hop. But I mean, things are changing now. Like, look how many female artists there are, like, you know, blowing up and stuff like that. So you know, so it's more of an open lane now, definitely.
What do you think is the biggest struggle for female rappers or for ladies rapping?
You know, for me personally, I feel like the struggle is just like being a female artist, there's just this image that's expected of you. Like sex sells, sex sells, sex sells, sex sells. But for me personally, like everybody's different and everyone could do their thing or whatever. But for me, like I want y'all to hear me spit first. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
First.
So what about that OnlyFans line in the song?
I don't know about that shit.
No, because you say in the song the hotheads. Yeah, you say yeah.
Like OnlyFans shit thought. Like I mean, do what you do, my nigga. But
yeah, so it's not. You're just saying they have an own. It's not. You're not saying because that's what I'm saying.
No.
Not you.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Because I wasn't sure because when you said it, I was like, it's.
Nah.
You know, like, OnlyFans. Like what? Hold on.
Yeah.
She's addicted to sex.
She's referring to like
yeah. That's what I mean by clear. Yeah.
Some females they use that or whatever, but for me it's like my nigga, like I'm a spitter. Like I want people to hear me first. Like I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, like she cute. That's why I'm listening to her. Like nah, yo, she's hard. That's why I'm listening to her.
It's because of content, my lyrics, not because of my body.
You know
and
what I'm saying? Because niggas, you just listen to them cause whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't listen to them cause like female. Okay, some people whatever. Everybody has their own preference or whatever, but like for a female artist, even in the industry, and that's why I always say like I don't know if I'm for the industry, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm meant to just be an independent artist or do it like Nipsey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna cater to this cookie cutter, you know what I mean, thing of what an artist is supposed to be. Like I don't want to do that. I just want to be me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can tell that though in your videos. You can tell.
I try to keep it that way. You know what I mean? Of course, you can switch it up. You look pretty. I mean, I do my thing. Like I switch it up. Don't get it twisted.
You can still look. You can still be classy and make it sell. You don't have to be raunchy to make it sexy. You know what I mean? You can be classy, sexy, same way.
Exactly.
And covered up and still be sexy.
Exactly. But I just feel like in today's like you know in the industry and stuff like that like. The clothes are just becoming less and less and less and less and less.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And it's like, bruh, what's going on? I mean, to each their own, right? I don't knock nobody on their hustle and whatever they're doing, but what's for me is for me. What's for somebody else is for somebody else, right?
Can I throw something in here?
Yeah.
Because like I got 6 views on Cut and like I love to promote the Galdem, right?
Yeah,
I love promoting the Galdem.
For sure.
But the one problem I see with the ladies. They have a consistency problem.
Lack of consistency.
They don't put out enough music for us to promote. So I think that may be a problem just in general. Like, the man will listen to whoever, right?
Yeah.
But they put out a lot of music.
True.
And it may be easier for the guys because, you know, niggas can just throw on a do-rag and they're good, right? But like for you guys, for ladies, it's harder because you guys got to look good, fashion, all that.
And I mean, what like even when you talk to a lot of even when you talk to a lot of labels sometimes they don't like to sign female artists because it costs them more, like hair, makeup, outfits. This for niggas throwing a white tee, a couple chains.
No, it's like he said,
the amount of work though, that to me is the issue. Like I don't see enough. Like I'm not gonna put out the list, but like you're one female that anytime like certain artists come through, they always say, "Yo, Lola Bunz, Lola Bunz." But it's like we don't see you enough, and I think that it's not even you don't gotta have to throw off clothes or anything, but you know, go on live 1-2 times a day. I think that's the issue. Yeah. And then maybe if you guys do that, the man will promote.
Yeah, definitely. And I agree. Like you know what I'm saying? And a part of that for me personally is just because like I fund everything I do. Like I like my nigga, like you know what I mean? I pay mortgage and shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean I got people to feed, you know what I'm saying? And everything I've done thus far, like to where I am, like I've been independent. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no team. I don't have people putting money into me like that. It's me and my bros, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's it. And you know, a lot of people they have a team, you know, that people support and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like there's grant money and all this stuff, but that stuff is limited. You know what I mean?
No,
so it's a hustle. Like I'm a hustler. Like that's just the real shit. Like if y'all don't see me putting out videos, it's because I'm hustling to get it. You know what I'm saying? But something consistently that I've always done, and if it wasn't for the pandemic, you're gonna see me doing shows. Like before pandemic, before pandemic, like every show I'm at least doing 3 shows a month. At least. Like that's one thing that's since I started performing, it's been consistent. So even if I'm not, putting things out, but this year's 2021, it's a different year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So things are gonna switch up, you know what I mean?
So
Things are
before
gonna
the
switch up.
pandemic, did you find it hard to book shows in Toronto, or like for as a female artist, not like because the men have a horrible time booking shows. So is it harder for women? I mean, easier for women to get shows in Toronto than men?
I don't know if it's, to be honest, for bookings in Toronto, I don't even know if it's a woman-men thing. I think it's just like building relationships. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing that I've always done.
Facts.
Like even if I'm not doing a show, everywhere I go, like, oh, what you doing? Da, da, da. Oh yeah, I'm Lola Bunz, I'm an artist. Yo, check me out. Da, da, da. Like I'll be on a bus or wherever it is. You know what I mean? Like anywhere I am.
We met at the ladies thing. Same thing we seen.
Yeah,
Lola
like
Bunz.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I always have my business
ready.
cards. You know what I'm
Business
saying in my
ready.
pocket. Like back in mixtape days, I had the CDs. I was there on Young and Dundas. You know what I mean? Like literally, like from 2012, from when I put out my first mixtape, Wake Up Call. Like people, they'll tell you, yeah, I remember you used to be at Young and Dundas. I was out there. I was out there with my
Wake Up
CDs. Like, yo, I'm Lola Bunz, yo, $5, yo, what you got? Oh, you got
That's after.
you
That's
got this?
after.
All right, I'll give it
on
to
the
you. You know
block.
what I'm
So
saying?
next year, that's 10 years right there. Next year is 10 years.
So I've been like, you know
That's
what I'm saying?
crazy.
But it's literally, it's all about building relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like this industry, the only way you're really gonna move and really be long lasting and you know what I mean and have a real impact is just building relationships.
I don't know if there's any other females in the city that could say they've had a mix. They dropped 2012 and still consistently making music.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that right there in itself, that's commemorable. Like yo, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Like 2012 you dropped it. We're in 2021 right now.
You know what I'm saying?
So like next year that's a decade. Like
yeah.
I don't know if there's anybody else in the female wise that could say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's big.
What about with the other rappers out here, the other female rappers or other ladies who rap? Who are you checking for?
I mean, obviously the homie Badass Buck, you know what I mean? Like Buck, she been doing her thing. That's the homie. I mean, shoot, Goldie's doing her thing. I seen her last video. You know what I'm saying? She's doing her thing too. Shoot, off the top of my head, I know there's so many. I can't even think of them right now, but there's I see a lot. Like there's a lot of artists coming up, a lot of younger artists coming up and stuff too. You know what I mean? And the thing is, people, and Nana Goody too, she's doing her thing.
Big up Nana Goody.
Alumni.
Yeah. But there's people doing their thing. We're out here, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta dig a little deeper to find us and stuff. But we out here too, and Havaya,
Havaya's
can't
mighty.
forget
Alumni.
big up
Also
Havaya,
alumni.
big up Havaya mighty. Like
Alumni.
and the thing is Havaya been doing her thing too. Like, back in the days.
I get that
like,
vibe. You guys are like the same. Like you guys could mesh together. I can see you guys working good together.
Yeah, we haven't gotten something. We gotta get something in.
But I can see you guys working good together.
Yeah, we got, cause she's been doing like back when I used to do like we've been doing shows like for a long time too.
She
know what
came
I mean?
here and then she did 5 Fingers of Death after.
Yeah,
so,
she did
you know what I'm saying?
sway
Yeah.
in the morning. That was a good
murdered
look
that
for her.
shit.
Like, she's
She
doing her
murdered
thing,
that
man. She's really doing her thing. She's really going hard, definitely.
And your shenanigans video, that's a good look too. I like that video.
Shiesty.
Shiesty, yes, sorry.
Shiesty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So even with like, you've been able to see this city grow to where we are now, right? And we ask this to everybody. Okay, this is like our city, outreach question, I guess we can call it, right? Our city gotten really high gun violence over the last 3 years more, especially, right? What do you think we can do to bring it down?
It's a question I've been asking for a while,
And you talk about it like in your content.
It's a question I've been asking for a while, but I just feel like, especially like with social media right now, social media has a lot to do with for the younger ones, like the people that's the older ones that like a certain I feel like by a certain age, like you can't really tell big man anything anymore by a certain age, but I just feel like from young we just need more mentors, man, like mentors that look like us. You know what I mean? Cause me, I worked at Boys and Girls Club, Driftwood, Lane, Weston Mount Dennis, like You know what I mean? Like, so I work with a lot of these youth, like, you know what I mean? So, but mentorship helps, you know what I mean? Like I'll even, LB Spiffy, like, he used to be in my program at Boys and Girls Club, like, you know what I mean? And literally, like even Peppa Baby, like, they used to be in the program, and literally, like, sometimes it's like, yo, the only way I could get these guys to just knock me on the block, it's like, all right, what are we gonna do? And they wanted to be in the studio from time. So it's like, okay, yo, we need more studios, more accessible studios, more studio. If they want to make music, okay, that's what we're doing. All right. But while we got them in the studio now, we got them recording. What are we showing them? Let's teach them some life skills. Yeah. Let's show them about some trades, or how can we make money legally. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we gotta show them these things from middle school. You know, we gotta show them from middle school. You know, because if these guys are into certain things by like 13, 14, like, they're kind of gone by then. Like, you know what I mean? Especially growing up where we grow up, we got to get them from young. Yeah. And just really just show them life skills, you know what I mean? Like, just better mentorship in general. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. I mean, there's a lot to it, but mentorship, you know what I mean? And just like, who are we looking up to? Like, who do we have around us, you know?
No, so true. Yeah. Because there is so much more you can learn about music. Yeah. Mixing, mastering, you know, like producing beats, everything. Just all of that. Learning those skills alone. Or
just building off of, you know, their hobbies. Like, what do you guys like to do? Like, you know what I mean? And how, and a lot of people, like, they don't really, like, a lot of people have a lot of hobbies, but it's like, I can't do this. Like, you know what I mean? In school, we don't learn about things like, for example, stocks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We don't learn about financial literacy. Like, we have math class and stuff, but we don't know about, like, credit card. Like, you know what I mean? Certain things, life skills that even our parents, because a lot of our parents, they come in here, they're immigrants, right? So a lot of the things that we learn now, it's like, they don't really know about these things. You know what I mean? Like, managing debt and all these things like that. It's a long list, and we could go on and on, but it just starts with, like, education and mentorship, man. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's jewelry right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a gem.
Yeah. Lola Bunz, man.
Yes.
What you got on the horizon for 2021?
Yo, I have so much music right now. I'm probably gonna drop an EP this year.
Nice.
I feel like I just need to dump a whole bunch of things on an EP, because I'm people don't know, like, I'm really versatile. Like, I just came back from Nigeria. I was there for like the whole of, like, when did I come back? Like, beginning of January. I was there for like almost 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I do Afrobeat, I sing. Nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and little bro, we got a pop song. Like, we were like real versatile. You know what I mean? But it's just like music is my playground. Like, you know what I mean?
So what's one thing you miss from Nigeria right now?
The sunshine.
Well, obviously. Stating the obvious, but like, you know, other than the sunshine.
But, like, you know, like, family, you know what I mean? I got all my family up there. You know, my grandma, she's 100 years old. You know, I had to go see her. Nice. God bless her. You know,
yo, what I'm saying? That's amazing. She's going.
You know what I mean? So it's just man, and it's just the energy. You know, like, it's a different.
100 years strong.
Yeah, 100 years strong, man. She still got all her teeth. She's still walking. She's still telling me, I need to eat though. You need to eat more. You're too skinny. You know,
that's a blessing. Man.
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. But no, it's just the energy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And sometimes, and that's another thing. Like, in this city, you know, this the whole screw face and stuff like that. But a lot of these young people, they've never just gotten out of the city. Like, you know what I mean? Even it doesn't even have to be like somewhere so far. Like, let's go up north. Like, go to a fucking cabin or some shit. You know what I mean? Because once you get out and once you see different things, like, your mind is different. You know what I mean? So
a full perspective.
Trust me.
Yeah, experiences.
Lola Bunz opened up the jewelry store today, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?